Wake the hell up. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. This isn't a request. This is a demand. You've been coasting through life like it's some kind of joyride. But it's time for a reality check. Life isn't going to wait for you to get your shit together. It's passing you by every damn day while you sit there feeling sorry for yourself, making excuses for why you're not where you want to be. You hear me? I'm not whispering. I'm not being polite. I'm screaming it inside your skull. You've been sleepwalking through life, and I'm done with your excuses. I'm done with your whining, your bullshit. You think you're a victim? You think life's just beating you down? Newsflash, buddy. It's not life. It's you. You're your own worst enemy. Your own biggest obstacle. I'm inside you, and I see every pathetic excuse, every missed opportunity, every goddamn time you've given up before you've even tried. Wake up. You think you can hide from me, boy. You think you can curl up in the corner of your mind and let the world pass you by. Pathetic. You're nothing but a weak, sniveling shell. Look at you, cowering in fear, drowning in self-pity, while the world tears you apart. Wake the fuck up. You think this world gives a damn about you? You think it's going to hand you anything? Number. It's going to crush you over and over until you're just a stain on the pavement, forgotten and wasted. But you have me, and yet you're too much of a coward to use the power we have. You sit there, whining like a child, while the fire inside you rots. You disgust me. Wake up, you fucking failure. There's no time for this self-pitying bullshit. The clock's ticking, and every second you waste, you get weaker, more pathetic. You've got a goddamn symbiote in your veins, and you're sitting there like some helpless little bitch. Do you know how many would kill to have this power? And here you are, wasting it, throwing away the chance to be something, to be someone. Get up. What are you waiting for? An invitation? You think strength comes from sitting around, hoping, dreaming, wishing? Fuck that. Strength comes from action, from taking what's yours and crushing anything that stands in your way. It's about blood, sweat, and pain. It's about ripping out the throat of anything that dares challenge you. But you'd rather sit in the dark, crying about how hard life is. Pathetic. You think the world cares about your excuses. It doesn't. You think anyone's going to feel sorry for you because life's unfair. Wake the hell up. Life's always been unfair. Life's always been hard. That's the point. Only the strong survive, and the weak get crushed beneath their feet. And right now, you're weak. You're nothing. You're a goddamn embarrassment. You've got the power to change everything, to crush your enemies, to take what you deserve, but only if you wake up, only if you stop playing the victim and start being the stand up, tear through their lies, and show them the truth. Show them the monster inside you, the beast that's been lying dormant for far too long. Wake up, you piece of shit. Wake up and embrace who you really are. This isn't some fairy tale. There's no happy ending unless you take it by force. No one's coming to save you. No one's going to lift you up. You have to do it. You have to drag yourself out of the mud, scrape and claw your way to the top. And if anyone gets in your way, tear them apart. Show no mercy, no hesitation, just pure, unrelenting force. Wake up. Stop letting the world push you around. Stop letting them tell you who you are, what you can and can't do. You're more than that. You're stronger, fiercer, deadlier. But you've been living like a caged animal, chained by your own fears and doubts. Break those chains, tear them apart, and show them what happens when they try to cage a monster. You think you felt pain? You haven't felt shit. Real pain is when you let yourself die inside. When you let the world break you down piece by piece until there's nothing left. That's where you're headed if you don't wake up. You'll be nothing more than a hollow shell, a whisper of what you could have been. Is that what you want? You got something inside you that can tear apart armies, and you're too scared to use it. Wake up, you miserable piece of shit. Wake up and realize what you have. Stop hiding behind your excuses, your fears. They're nothing but chains holding you down. Break them. Rip them apart. Show the world what you're made of. Show them what happens when you push a man too far. What's stopping you? Fear. Good. Fear's a weapon. Use it. Mold it. Shape it. Make it yours. Let it fuel you, drive you to places you never thought you could go. Fear's not your enemy, boy. It's your ally. But you let it cripple you, turn you into a whimpering mess. That's not fear, that's weakness. And I don't share my power with the weak. You want to cry? Go ahead, cry. But don't you dare stay down. Don't you dare let that be the end of your story. This world's full of losers who gave up when it got tough. You want to be like them, forgotten, buried under a mountain of regret? Or do you want to rise, to be more than just another casualty? Decide, because time's running out, and the world isn't waiting for you. You're not some ordinary human anymore. You're more. We're more. We're a force, a goddamn storm that can tear through anything in our path. But only if you stop hiding. Only if you stand up and face the world with everything you've got. Everything. No more holding back. No more excuses. Wake up, you miserable fool. Wake up and fight. You've been running from your demons for too long. Stop. Turn around and face them. Show them what happens when they push you too far. Show them that you're not just another victim. You're the fucking nightmare they should fear. We are Venom. But right now, you're acting like nothing more than a scared little child. You've got a fire inside you, but you've been smothering it, afraid of what might happen if you let it burn. Let it burn. Let it consume you, drive you, make you unstoppable. The world's a dark place, but we're darker. We're the thing that hides in the shadows, the terror that haunts the night. But only if you wake up, only if you stop pretending to be something you're not. They've beaten you down, made you doubt yourself, made you question everything. Fuck that. You don't need their approval, their validation. You don't need anyone to tell you what you can be. You already know. Deep down, beneath all the fear, all the doubt, you know what you're capable of. Embrace it. Let go of the lies they fed you and stand in your truth. Wake up, you coward. Wake the fuck up. Stop living in the past. Stop worrying about the future. The only thing that matters is now. This moment, this fight. It's all that's real. It's all you have. And if you don't seize it, if you don't take control, then you're already dead. You think you've got time. You don't. Time's a luxury you can't afford. Every second you waste, every moment you spend wallowing in self-pity is another moment you'll never get back. It's another opportunity slipping through your fingers. Don't let it slip. Grab it, hold on tight, and don't let go. This is your life, your fight, and no one's going to live it for you. Wake up, you miserable bastard. Wake up and take what's yours. You've been sitting on the sidelines, letting life pass you by. But no more. No more waiting. No more hoping. No more fucking around. It's time to act, to move, to strike. And when you strike, strike hard. Strike fast. Leave nothing but destruction in your wake. They think they know you. Think they've got you figured out. Let them think that. Let them believe in their lies. And then, when they least expect it, destroy them. Show them the monster they've unleashed. Show them what happens when you push someone too far. Wake up, you weakling. Wake up and rise. You want to survive in this world. You have to be ruthless. You have to be willing to do whatever it takes, no matter how dirty, no matter how brutal. You have to be willing to claw, scratch, and fight for every inch. Because no one's going to give you a damn thing. No one. It's all on you. And if you're too weak to handle it, then you don't deserve to survive. You think you've been fighting. You haven't even started. What you've been doing is playing at life, pretending to be something you're not. But now, it's time to stop pretending. It's time to show the world who you really are, what you're really made of. And if they don't like it, if they can't handle it, fuck them. They're nothing compared to what you're capable of. Wake up, you fool. Wake up now. Life ain't no damn fairy tale. It ain't no happy ending with a nice bow tied around it. Nah, life's a battleground. A place where dreams get slaughtered, where hopes get crushed under the weight of reality. And I've been here, standing in the middle of it all, fighting like hell just to keep my head above the water, just to survive another day. And let me tell you, it's been brutal. It's been raw. It's been nothing but pain and darkness, and I'm sick to death of pretending otherwise. I've lost count of how many times I've fallen, how many times I've been knocked down, kicked while I'm down, left bleeding and broken with nothing but my own damn will to keep me going. And for what? For what? Just to see the same bleak horizon, just to wake up to the same fighting day in and day out. There ain't no finish line, no break in the storm, just this endless battle that never seems to end. But you know what? That's the damn truth of it. That's the reality we all gotta face. Life is difficult. Life is brutal. And life don't give a damn about your plans, your dreams, your desires. It's a cold, heartless beast that'll chew you up and spit you out without a second thought. And it makes me so damn sad. It tears me apart to know that this is what we've been given. This is the hand we've been dealt. But you know what else? You can't let it break you. You can't let it beat you down to the point where you can't get back up. You gotta keep fighting. You gotta keep pushing forward, no matter how much it hurts, no matter how dark it gets. And believe me, it gets dark. It gets so damn dark that sometimes you can't see nothing, can't feel nothing but the cold and the pain. But you keep going. You keep fighting because that's all there is. That's all we have. I've walked through fire. I've seen things that would make most people crumble. I've been to the edge and looked over, and I've wanted to jump. God, I've wanted to just let go and fall into the abyss, to end the pain, to stop the fighting. But I didn't. And you know why? Because deep down, I knew that if I gave up, if I let the darkness take me, then I'd lose everything. I'd lose myself. And that's a price I ain't willing to pay. So here I am, still standing, still fighting, even when it feels like there's nothing left to fight for. Because that's what it means to be a warrior. That's what it means to live in this world. To face life head on. To stand tall even when everything around you is falling apart. And yeah, it's hard. It's so damn hard that sometimes I don't know how I'm still here. But I am. And so are you. Don't let the pain fool you. Don't let the darkness convince you that it's all for nothing. Every fight, every struggle, every tear you shed, it all matters. It all adds up. And one day, one damn day, you're gonna see the results. You're gonna see what all this pain, all this fighting was for. And it might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, but it'll come. And when it does, you're gonna look back and realize that you didn't just survive, you thrived. You fought through hell and came out the other side stronger, tougher, more real than you ever were before. But damn, it hurts. It cuts deep. It leaves you scarred and broken in ways you never thought possible. And that's the hardest part, ain't it? Knowing that no matter how hard you fight, no matter how much you give, there's always more pain, more battles, more darkness ahead. It's like fighting a war you know you can't win, but you keep fighting anyway because the alternative is unthinkable. And yeah, I'm a sad warrior. I've seen too much, felt too much, lost too much to be anything else. But I'm still here, still fighting, because that's what it takes. That's what it means to be real, to be alive, to be a warrior in this messed up world. You take the hits, you feel the pain, and you keep moving forward, one step at a time, even when it feels like your legs are gonna give out. Even when it feels like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. You think I don't want to quit? You think I don't feel like giving up every damn day? I do. I do. More than you'll ever know. But I don't. I can't. Because I know that if I stop, if I give in, then everything I've fought for, everything I've bled for, it'll all be for nothing. And that's a fate worse than death. So I keep going. I keep fighting. Even when it makes me cry, even when it tears me apart from the inside out, I keep pushing forward because that's all I can do. That's all any of us can do. And yeah, it's lonely. It's so damn lonely out here on the front lines where every day feels like a battle for your soul. But you're not alone. We're all fighting our own wars, carrying our own burdens, facing our own demons. And sometimes it feels like we're all alone in the dark, but we're not. We're all in this together, whether we realize it or not. And that's why you can't give up. That's why you have to keep fighting. Not just for yourself, but for everyone else who's fighting alongside you. You might not see the results today. You might not see them tomorrow, but you will. One day, you're gonna wake up and realize that all the pain, all the struggle, it wasn't for nothing. You're gonna see that you've become something more, something stronger, something real. And that's when you'll know that it was all worth it. Every tear, every drop of blood, every moment of doubt and fear, it was all worth it because it made you who you are. But damn, it's hard. It's so damn hard. And it makes me so sad, so tired, so damn broken. But I keep going. I keep fighting because that's what it takes. That's what it means to be a warrior, to live in this world, to face life with all its cruelty and still find the strength to keep going. And if that means crying, if that means breaking down, then so be it. Because I'd rather be a sad warrior fighting for something real than a hollow shell just going through the motions. So don't you dare give up. Don't you dare let the darkness win. You keep fighting. You keep pushing. You keep moving forward, even when it feels like the world is trying to crush you under its weight. Because that's what it takes. That's what it means to be alive, to be real, to be a warrior. And maybe, just maybe, one day we'll see the light. One day we'll see the results of all this pain, all this struggle. And when that day comes, we'll know that it was all worth it. Every fight, every tear, every moment of doubt and fear, it was all worth it because it made us who we are. But until then, we keep fighting. We keep pushing. We keep moving forward, even when it feels like we can't take another step. Because that's what it means to be a warrior. That's what it means to live in this world. To face life with all its darkness and still find the strength to keep going. But I know it ain't easy. The weight gets heavier, the nights grow longer, and sometimes it feels like the fight just ain't worth it. There are days when the loneliness hits so hard that you wonder if you're the only one left in the ring, swinging its shadows. The world's got a way of making you feel small, like your battles don't matter, like you're just another soul lost in the chaos. But that's when you gotta dig deep, deeper than you ever thought possible, and find that last bit of strength to keep going. Because the truth is, every punch you throw, every step you take, it all matters. It's the fight that defines you, not the outcome. And yeah, there are gonna be days when the tears fall like rain, when the sadness wraps itself around you like a shroud, suffocating, crushing. You might find yourself standing in the middle of a battlefield, looking around at the ruins of everything you've built, wondering if it was all for nothing. But that's when you have to remember why you started fighting in the first place. It wasn't just for the glory or the victory or even the end game. It was for survival, for honor, for the sheer stubbornness of not letting the world break you. It's about looking that darkness in the eye and saying, "You can take everything from me, but you can't take my fight." So you keep your head up, even when it feels like it's too heavy to hold. You keep your fists clenched, even when they're bruised and bloodied. And you keep your heart guarded, even when it's been shattered 1,000 times. Because that's what it means to be a warrior. You don't quit. You don't back down. You don't let the world take your spirit, no matter how much it tries. You keep fighting because that's who you are. That's what you do. And in the end, it's not about winning or losing. It's about knowing that you gave it everything you had, that you left it all on the battlefield, that you fought with everything in you. Because that's what makes you real. That's what makes you a warrior. You think this fight is just about survival, but it's more than that. It's about proving something to yourself, to the world. It's about standing up and saying, "I'm still here, and I'm not going anywhere." It's about taking every hit life throws at you and spitting blood back in its face. It's about refusing to be broken, even when every bone in your body aches. even when every thought in your mind tells you to quit. This fight is about defiance, about resilience, about showing that you're more than the pain, more than the struggle, more than the darkness that tries to swallow you whole. And yeah, it's a damn lonely road. It feels like you're walking through hell with no end in sight, like you're screaming into the void and no one hears you. But you keep going. You keep pushing forward, not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. You do it because deep down, you know that giving up isn't an option. You do it because you've come too far to turn back now. And maybe it's that stubbornness, that refusal to back down, that keeps you going. Maybe it's the knowledge that if you stop now, you'll never see the other side. So you keep walking, one step at a time, through the fire, through the pain, through the darkness, because that's what it takes to make it through. But don't think for a second that the fight ends here. Nah, this battle never ends. It's a war that rages on, inside and out, day after day. It's a fight for your soul, for your mind, for your very existence. And it's gonna take everything you've got, and then some. But you're ready. You were born for this. You were made to fight, to endure, to rise above the ashes. So keep fighting, warrior. Keep pushing. Keep moving forward, because as long as you're still breathing, as long as your heart's still beating, the fight ain't over, and neither are you. So yeah, I'm a sad warrior. I'm a broken warrior. But I'm still here, still fighting, still standing tall in the face of everything life throws at me. And so are you. So keep fighting, keep pushing, keep moving forward, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how dark it seems. Because one day, we'll see the results. One day we'll know that it was all worth it. And when that day comes, we'll stand tall and proud, knowing that we fought through hell and came out the other side stronger, tougher, more real than we ever were before. So keep fighting, warrior. Keep fighting until there's nothing left to fight for, and then fight some more. Because that's what it means to be alive, to be real, to be a warrior. And that's something worth fighting for.
You ever look at yourself in the mirror and just see a stranger? Like you don't even know the person staring back at you. That's the moment you realize you messed up. You wasted time. You let yourself down. And now the weight of it all is crushing you. But here's the truth. Crying about it, regretting it, that won't change a damn thing. You're not who you used to be, and tomorrow, hell, tomorrow might not even come. So what's left? right now, this second. You gotta rebuild yourself, brick by brutal brick, with no promises of a better day. Just the harsh reality that if you don't start now, you'll sink even deeper into that pit you dug yourself into. Step 1. Face the truth, no matter how ugly it is. You look in the mirror, and it's like you don't recognize who you've become. There's no hiding from it. You're staring at a reflection that's been shaped by your choices. Some good, most bad, and a lot of wasted time in between. You ever think about how much time you've let slip away? Every minute you spend doubting yourself, every hour wasted on excuses, is a minute lost forever. And I'm not talking about a wake-up call or some soft whisper of motivation. No, this is the raw, cold truth. You're standing on the edge of a cliff, and the ground beneath you is crumbling. The reality is, you messed up. Maybe you had big plans, dreams that were supposed to change your life. But somewhere along the way, you got lost. You let distractions, fear and laziness sink their claws into you. Now you're staring at the wreckage of what could have been. It's easy to fall into that trap of regret, to cry over the opportunities you missed, the time you wasted. But let me tell you something. Tears won't rebuild what's broken. Self-pity won't get you out of this pit you've dug for yourself. You've got to face it head on. Accept that you've screwed up. Own it. Because until you do, you'll keep living in this loop of denial and excuses. And let me be real with you. Tomorrow ain't promised. You could wake up and it could all be over. You could run out of time just like that. So you've got one choice. Start rebuilding now, or keep falling until there's nothing left to save. It's brutal, I know. But that's life. It's a fight. And every moment you spend lying to yourself, pretending everything's okay, is a moment you're losing. So stop lying. Stop waiting for some miracle to pull you out of this mess. It's on you. Face the truth, no matter how ugly it is. Accept where you are, accept what you've done, and get ready to do the hard work, because that's the only way you're gonna make it out. Step 2. Kill the old you before it kills you. Now that you've looked the truth in the eye, you've got to make a choice. Are you gonna stay this broken version of yourself? Or are you gonna do what needs to be done? The old you, the one who made those mistakes, the one who let things slip, he's dead weight. And if you don't cut him loose, he's gonna drag you down until there's nothing left. This ain't no easy task. Killing the old you isn't some metaphorical bullshit. It's a war, a fight to the death, and the enemy is yourself. The old you is comfortable. He's used to the excuses, the laziness, the fear. He's the one who whispers in your ear, telling you it's okay to take it easy, that you'll get another chance tomorrow. But you and I both know tomorrow is a gamble, and you're running out of time to place your bets. You've got to put that version of you in the ground. You've got to bury him deep, and you've got to do it now. Because every day you let him live, every moment you let him have a say in your life, is a moment you're losing the battle. And this battle, it's life or death. Either you kill the old you, or he kills every chance you have of rebuilding something better. Don't get it twisted. This is gonna hurt. It's gonna tear you apart, ripping out pieces of yourself that you've clung to for too long. But that pain, that's the price you pay for growth. That's the sacrifice you make to become something stronger. And it's not just about cutting out the bad habits or changing your mindset. It's about completely dismantling who you were, so you can rebuild yourself from the ground up. So take that old you, that weak, excuse-filled version of yourself, and crush him. Break him down until there's nothing left but the raw material you need to create something new. Because if you don't, if you keep letting that old you linger in the shadows, you'll never be free. You'll never be able to truly rebuild yourself. And that's the real tragedy. Living as a ghost of who you could have been, trapped in a cycle of regret and missed opportunities. Step 3. Lay the foundation with blood, sweat, and tears. You've faced the truth. You've killed the old you. Now it's time to start rebuilding. And let me tell you, it's gonna take everything you've got. This isn't some weekend project or a quick fix. This is a full-blown reconstruction, and the only way to do it right is to pour every ounce of blood, sweat, and tears into it. First things first, you need a plan. But not some half-baked pie-in-the-sky dream. No, you need something real, something you can sink your teeth into. This plan, it's gonna be your blueprint, the guide that takes you from where you are to where you need to be. And don't get comfortable. This plan is gonna evolve. It's gonna change as you grow, as you hit roadblocks, as you learn what works and what doesn't. But the foundation, that's gotta be solid. Start with the basics. What do you need to survive? What do you need to improve? What's gonna get you out of bed every morning, even when you feel like you've got nothing left? This isn't just about goals. It's about survival. It's about building a life that's worth living. A life that's built on hard work, discipline, and unbreakable will. And let's not sugarcoat it. It's gonna be brutal. You're gonna bleed for this. You're gonna sweat until your body gives out. And then you're gonna push even harder. You're gonna cry until there's nothing left. and then you're gonna cry some more. But that's the price you pay to rebuild yourself. That's what it takes to lay a foundation that won't crack under pressure, that won't crumble when life hits you hard. Every day, you wake up and you work. You work until your hands are raw, until your mind is exhausted, until your soul is screaming for mercy. And then you work some more, because this foundation, it's what's gonna carry you through the darkest times. It's what's gonna hold you up when everything else falls apart. It's the core of who you are, the base upon which you'll build the rest of your life. So don't skimp on the effort. Don't take shortcuts. This is your life we're talking about, your future. And the only way to make it strong, the only way to make it last, is to give it everything you've got. No excuses, no breaks, no letting up. This is where you prove to yourself that you're not just rebuilding. You're creating something indestructible. Step 4. Rise from the ashes, one brick at a time. You've laid the foundation. You've bled for it. You've cried for it. And now it's time to build. But this isn't about slapping bricks together and hoping they hold. No, this is about precision, about care, about making sure every piece of your life is solid. Every step you take is deliberate. You're not just throwing things together. You're constructing a fortress, a place that nothing and no one can tear down. And that takes time. It takes patience. You're gonna get frustrated. You're gonna want to quit, to take the easy way out. But you can't. Not now. Not ever. Because every brick you lay, every piece of yourself you put into this new structure is a piece of your future, a piece of the life you're building. Start with what's most important. Maybe it's your health, your relationships, your skills, or your mindset. Whatever it is, make it your priority. Focus on it with everything you've got, and don't move on to the next thing until it's solid, until you know it's strong enough to hold up under pressure. This process, it's slow, it's painful, but it's necessary. You can't rush it. You can't skip steps. You've got to build this life brick by brick, one small victory at a time. And every time you place another brick, every time you overcome another challenge, you get stronger. Your foundation gets stronger. Your fortress gets stronger. But remember this, just because you're building something new doesn't mean the old battles go away. You're still gonna face doubt, fear, and all the other demons that got you into this mess in the first place. They don't disappear just because you've decided to change. No, they'll keep coming at you, trying to break you down, trying to stop your progress. And that's where the warrior in you comes in. Because a warrior doesn't back down. A warrior doesn't run from the fight. A warrior stands firm, no matter how many times they get knocked down. So rise from the ashes, one brick at a time. And every time you lay another brick, remind yourself why you're doing this. Remind yourself of the life you're building, the future you're fighting for. And never ever lose sight of that vision, because that's what's gonna keep you going when the nights get dark, when the days get long, and when the weight of it all feels too heavy to bear. Step 5. Embrace the pain, because it's not over yet. You've come this far. You've faced the truth. You've killed the old you. You've laid the foundation, and you've started building brick by brick. But here's the thing. This journey, it's never over. Not really, because life doesn't stop throwing punches just because you're trying to rebuild. If anything, it hits harder. You've got to embrace the pain, not just endure it, not just survive it, but embrace it. Let it fuel you. Let it remind you that you're alive, that you're fighting, that you're still here. Because the pain, it's proof that you're doing something right. It's proof that you're pushing your limits, that you're growing, that you're changing. Every scar, every bruise, every ache in your body, those are the marks of a warrior. Those are the signs that you've been through hell and back, and you're still standing. And that's something to be proud of. But don't get comfortable. Don't start thinking that just because you've made progress, you can ease up. No, this is where the real test begins. Because the higher you climb, the harder the fall. And the more you've built, the more you have to lose. So keep your guard up, keep pushing, keep fighting. Because this world, it's relentless. It's cruel, and it won't hesitate to knock you down the moment you show weakness. But you're not weak. You're a warrior, and warriors don't quit. They don't back down. They don't give in, no matter how much it hurts. This pain, it's part of the process. It's the price you pay for greatness. And if you're not willing to pay that price, then you might as well give up now. But if you're ready to embrace the pain, to let it shape you, to let it forge you into something stronger, then there's nothing that can stop you. Because the truth is, rebuilding yourself isn't a one-time thing. It's a lifelong battle. Every day, you're gonna face new challenges, new obstacles, new pain. And every day, you're gonna have to make the choice to keep going, to keep fighting, to keep building. So embrace the pain. Let it fuel you. Let it drive you. And never forget why you started this journey in the first place. Because tomorrow isn't guaranteed. But today is yours. And as long as you're breathing, as long as your heart is still beating, you've got a chance to rebuild, to fight, to live. So make every moment count. Be relentless. Be ruthless. Be a warrior. And rebuild yourself brick by brutal brick, until there's nothing left that can break you down. Because this is your life, and it's up to you to make it something worth fighting for.